Hello there, boxing fans around the world. Thank you for joining me once again on Talk and Fight for another edition of Boxing News Today, courtesy of our friends from across the pond at Boxing 247. That's boxing247.com. Let's start off with a bit of news out of Montreal, Canada, where last Friday the inaugural WBC Bridgerweight World Championship took place in Montreal, a division recently created by WBC Council, the World Boxing Council, within the weight range of 200 to 224 pounds. It was indeed a memorable battle between Oscar Rivas from Colombia and Canadian Ryan Rozicki, with Oscar emerging victorious. Fighting toe-to-toe with an enormous amount of punches landed by both contenders, who sought victory from the starting bell to bell until the last second of the 12th round. Rivas imposed his power and got a clear, but at the same time close and competitive decision. The last rounds were dramatic. The physical condition was noticeable, and at one point it seemed like either one could go down. Rozicki made himself known to the world, distinguished himself, and we will surely be hearing from him in the not-too-distant future. Oscar Rivas, a Colombian living in Montreal, became the first monarch of the Bridger division, a worthy champion. Colombia and Canada celebrate the arrival of a new idol. Indeed, a historic event, and congratulations to the both of them. A great fight indeed. Across the world, where the AIBA is having some championships going on, let's report on that. The evening session of the third competition day at the AIBA Men's World Boxing Championships saw actions from the last 16 of the minimum weight categories, where Asians showed strong performances. The round of 64 was also held in lightweight division, that's 60 kilograms. Japan's 2016 AIBA World Youth Champion, promising Hayato Tsimi, eliminated Cuba star, three-time champion Lavaro Álvarez with an incredible performance. In another clash, Serbia's Omar Imatovic claimed 2 medals during his career at the EUBC Youth European Boxing Championships. The 19-year-old local boxer prepared hard for this event, where he can box in front of his family. The Serbian teenager started the first round for the last 16 in high rhythm against Turkey's Mohamed Unlu, who returned to the national team after 4 years of break. Amatovic is smaller than most of his opponents, but his style of boxing is uncomfortable for the boxers, and Unlu also could not keep the longer range. The quick Serbian worked hard all 3 rounds and gave it all to win his emotional contest. Thailand Boxing Federation sent a powerful but mostly young team to the AIBA World Boxing Championships. Their oldest team member is Watachichi Yaruchi, who returned to the international events after 2 years of break. He won the Cologne Boxing World Cup in Germany in 2019, but he could not compete anywhere due to the pandemic and the lockdowns. The 29-year-old Yaruchi trained hard, and the outcome of his work was a clear success over Poland's Jakub Sominski. In the first preliminary round of the minimum weight, that's 48 kilograms, the Thai progressed in defensive and tactical skills. Therefore, the Polish boxer was unable to catch him in the bout. RBF team Vezavlodov Zhumkov is a 20-year-old talent who achieved a silver medal at the Budapest 2018 AIBA Youth World Boxing Championships and followed his joining the elite age group. He claimed his first national title last month. The Russian met with a young U.S. athlete, Jonathan Mansour, who had the longer reach and a height advantage. Zhumkov's movements were excellent in the first round. He felt the distance and landed a few effective punches, which delivered an advantage for him. Zhumkov had some excellent hooks in the second round, but Mansour returned to the match in that period with a strong performance. The final verdict depended on their performance in the last round, where Zhumkov looked slightly better and won the title lightweight bout. Slovakia's William Tanko defeated Mauritian rival confidently, is the headline. Slovakia's William Tanko has 10 years of experience at international competitions, and he attended the 2011 AIBA Junior World Boxing Championships in Kazakhstan. Here, the Slovakian moved back to his best category, the lightweight, and he felt the distance well from the first seconds against Mauritius newcomer Jean Agathe, who won only national events in his previous years. The Slovakian counterattacked the Mauritian boxer effectively, and following his performance, he can prepare for the next stage on Friday. Meanwhile, Japan's Hayato Tatsumi claimed the gold medal at the 2016 AIBA Youth World Boxing Championships, and he won also the ASBC Asian Youth Boxing Championships twice. Here, the 22-year-old Japanese had a tough draw. He had to meet in the round of 64 with Cuba's three-time AIBA world champion Lázaro Álvarez. Hayato, whose younger brother Rito is also a member of the national team in Belgrade, found his best rhythm at the beginning of the second round after the equal first. The Japanese talent turned up the heat and caught Álvarez with heavy shots from closer range. Therefore, the Cuban lost his rhythm. Hayato Tatsumi landed a high number of hooks in the third round against the Cuban star and eliminated one of the gold medal contenders in Belgrade. Congratulations to all those youngsters and veterans over in Europe performing under the AIBA belt. In other news, Claressa Shields, boxing champ in the female world, has lost her second MMA fight to a woman by the name of Abigail Montes. It was a women's lightweight showcase MMA bout featuring two-time Olympic boxing gold medalist Claressa Shields and unbeaten Abigail Montes, the upstart Mexican fighter who won her United States and PFL debut by razor-thin split decision. Shields came into the bout with Montes after a TKO victory in her MMA debut early this year. It was interesting to note that a day earlier, Claressa had said, "I was great at boxing and made a great career out of it. If I become PFL champion, that will be great, and I can be champion at both at the same time. I don't think you can do combat sports if you just like it. You have to love fighting. And if you don't, you're not going to last long. I'm not thinking about Savannah Marshall. Savannah Marshall is thinking about me. After this, I have a boxing match in about a month. She also has a fight. When those are taken care of, then maybe we can talk about fighting each other," says Shields. "It takes about a month for me to prepare for a fight. We can look at some of my tape of my opponent, then get ready. My next fight is at 160, and this fight is 155, so I don't have anything to worry about with respect to weight. We will look at the girl, game plan, and go from there." Elsewhere, Sean McGoldrick is hoping to kickstart his journey toward titles when he makes his long-awaited return against Stephen Jackson on Friday's stacked MTK Fight Night event to be held at the York Hall in London. The week's action-packed card will be broadcast live in the US on ESPN Plus in association with Top Rank and worldwide on IFL TV, and is headlined by a WBO Global Super Featherweight title fight between Archie Sharp, who's 20-0 with 9 knockouts, and Alexis Cabor, who's 28-4 with 7 knockouts. In this case, McGoldrick, who's 10-1 with 3 knockouts, is back for the first time since March 2020, and the proud Welshman who won a gold medal at the 2010 Commonwealth Games and a bronze medal at 2014 Commonwealth Games is delighted to return. McGoldrick said, "I can't wait. It's been a long time, but it's good to be back. It's been a frustrating year, but it has been for everyone. And there's been a lot of people worse off, so I'm lucky. I've stayed in the gym, stayed focused, and I'm just looking forward to the fight now. I'm made up to get on this pack card at your call as well, so I'm grateful. I just want to stay active and start pushing on for titles to see what journey takes me. I know what I want, and I'll do everything I can to get there." Elsewhere on Friday's card, we see Surnbay Kulamat defending his WBC International Super Welterweight title against Juan Carlos Abreu. Pierce O'Leary takes on Shir Ugzul. Sam Gilly meets Daniel Larte. Jordan Reynolds returns against Rodolfo Panterno. Shiloh De Freitas makes his professional debut against Fons Alexander. Lerone Harrison fights Simos Volosinas. Will Hamilton squares off against Ivo Zednikas. And Joe Giles enters the paid ranks for the very first time. Good luck to them all in London this weekend. A little bit more about Archie Sharp. British junior lightweight contender Archie Sharpshooter Sharp has designs on a world title shot, but he must keep his unbeaten record intact. Sharp, ranked number 2 by the WBO, will defend his WBO global belt in a 10-rounder, as I stated, Friday, October 29th at London's York Hall against Alexis Kabur. In the 10-rounder, Kajak protege Subarne Kalmotev will defend his WBC International 154-pound belt versus Dominican veteran Juan Ebru. The Sharp Gabor and Clement Ebru will top a bill, streaming live, as I said, on ESPN Plus, beginning at 11 a.m. Pacific Time, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Elsewhere, we see Jordan Thompson is itching to make his mark on the cruiserweight scene as he prepares to step through the ropes for the first time as a matchroom fighter against Piotr Podluki at the O2 in London this Saturday, October 30th, after a 2-year absence from the ring. The 6'7" powerhouse from Manchester is undefeated in 10 fights since making his professional debut in December 2015, with 8 of those wins coming inside the distance. And the former tennis star will be looking to make up lost time after teaming up with Brian Peters and new coach Don Charles. Good luck to him this Saturday night. Elsewhere, over in Las Vegas, super lightweight contenders Jean Torres and Darwin Price will meet in a 10-round bout, highlighting non-televised undercard action this Saturday, October 30th, in a Premier Boxing Champions event from the Michelob Ultra Arena at Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino in Las Vegas. The card is headlined by a Showtime Championship boxing tripleheader that will see WBA welterweight champion Jamal Shango James defend his title against unbeaten contender Rashab Butiav in the main event. In the co-main event, rising welterweight star Yaron Boots Ennis steps in for a showdown against veteran contender Thomas Delorme, while exciting unbeaten lightweight contender Michelle Rivera faces Argentina's Mateus Romero in a telecast opener at 10 p.m. Eastern Time or 7 p.m. Pacific Time. Good luck to them all. And for more information, please go to the boxing247.com website on that fight. Elsewhere, we see coming up on November 11th, Star Boxing's Rockin' Fights 40 in association with DiBella Entertainment will feature an undefeated and reigning world champion in the main event on November 11th. Remembrance Day. Making his United States debut, undefeated IBO super featherweight world champion Michael Lone Wolf Magnisi out of Italy, who's 19-0 with 11 knockouts, will face off against Eugene Rambo Lagos out of the Philippines, who's 16-5-3 with 11 knockouts, as I said, in a 10-rounder non-title match. Magnisi crosses the Atlantic for the first time, having recently forged an exclusive co-promotional agreement with New York Boxing Hall of Fame promoters Joe LaGuardia of Star Boxing and Lou DiBella of DiBella Entertainment. With the powerful New York Italian duo of DeGuardia and DiBella, the Italian champion is poised to become a New York sensation. Tickets for Rockin' Fights 40 are on sale now. And the Paramount, by the way, is located at 370 New York Avenue in Huntington, New York. Elsewhere, MTK Global will head back to the Vale Sports Arena in Cardiff next month with some of the very best talent from Wales and beyond on display. The event will be a co-promotion between MTK Global and Mo Pryor's Priority Promotions and will be broadcast around the world live on IFL TV. The card features a clash between Jacob Robinson, who's 8-0 with 2 knockouts, and Angelo Dragone, who's 5-2, which, pending approval from the British Boxing Board of Council, is set to be for the Welsh area featherweight title. Former British and Commonwealth champion Akeem Ennis-Brown, who's 14-1 with 1 knockout, returns, while 2-time Commonwealth Games medalist Sean McGoldrick, 10-1 with 3 knockouts, has another date penciled in, following his return to the ring at York Hall this Friday. So there we go. Clashes are heating up around the world, especially in the UK. Over in Germany, we see that Wasserman Boxing and Probellum are delighted to announce a huge night of action on December 3rd in Eisenberg, Germany, as Dennis Radovan, who's 14-0 with 14-0-1 with 6 knockouts, defends his IBF European middleweight title against world title challenger Brian Rose, who's 32-7-1 with 8 knockouts. This is the first in a series of high-profile events that will take place in Germany, following a groundbreaking new partnership between powerhouse promoter Wasserman Boxing, formerly Team Sauerland, and major global boxing and media company Probellum that is set to galvanize German boxing. Radovan, who is undefeated in 15 professional contests, will make his first defense of the IBF belt. He claimed with a unanimous points win over Nuhu Wahal in September 2020. The exciting fight from Cologne can expect a tough test as he takes on former British champion and world title challenger Rose. Good luck to them both, and congratulations to the German nation for arising out of some pretty cloudy waters over the past few years to get on some serious work in the world of boxing. Good stuff. Speaking of over the years, in 2 short years after signing a contract with Granite Chin Promotions, veteran New Jersey boxer Tyrone Hands of Stone Lucky has gone from journeyman to legitimate opponent with a promising upside. Guys like Tyrone have a special spot for me, Granite Chin Promotions president Chris Trieti commented. I've helped to build up his record, develop trust between us, and we'll see where we go from here. He's a big Dallas Cowboy fan, and he really wanted to get in a fight at the AT&T Arena. He's dreamed of fighting there, and I got him on the Spence Garcia card. He's got the biggest purse of his life. He's a fighter's fighter. Any promoter would be happy to have a 25-year-old like him in their stable. His goal now is to make as much as he can over the next few years and get out of it with his health. He continues to trust me. He wants to be part of the team, and I signed him to a new 3-year deal. Tyrone has a bit of rebirth in his career. The former New Jersey Golden Gloves champion had a 9-12 pro record when he joined Granite Chin, and has since then Lucky has won 6 of 9 fights, capturing the ABF USA Mid-American Super Lightweight title along the way. I had no choice but to get better. Lucky spoke about his resurgence the past 2 years. It first changed when I got started with the Gladiators Gym with help from trainer Sean Darling. My career in boxing has changed since the pandemic started. The 36-year-old Lucky, who's 15-4 with 11 knockouts, fighting out of Galloway, New Jersey, is a throwback fighter back to the days of boxers who only asked when and where they were fighting, no picking, no choosing, soft touches. Evidence of his admirable attitude is the fact he's fought in 6 different weight classes, from super featherweight to super welterweight, during his 11-year pro career. Wow, great story. Elsewhere, elsewhere, coming up at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas on the 6th of November, Mexican superstar, 4-division world champion, and unified WBC, WBO, WBA super middleweight champion Canelo Álvarez previewed his highly anticipated undisputed 168-pound championship showdown during a media conference call on Wednesday, that would be yesterday, before he takes on undefeated IBF super middleweight champion Caleb Sweethands Plant on Saturday, November 6th on Showtime pay-per-view. As I said, from the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas. Said Canelo, I hope he has a good chin because he's going to need it on fight night. I'm always ready. I just can't wait. I feel strong and fast. With all of the talk, it's become personal. He crossed a line, but I have to remain focused because this is a very important fight for me. Caleb has good boxing skills. He has good movement and a good jab, but it's nothing new for me. I know what I need to do. I need to be patient in the early rounds and then start doing my job. All right, Canelo. Elsewhere, we see that those words were answered by Caleb Plant, who said, "This is personal for me, but every fight is personal for me. I've sacrificed a lot for this sport and dedicated myself completely, so anybody who's getting in the way of my goals makes it personal to me, no matter who it is. There are a lot of things that I possess that are going to give him issues in the fight. Every fighter says this is the best camp, but I am honestly saying that I have no injuries, amazing sparring, and I'm ready to rock. I have a lot of respect for this sport. I've dedicated myself to this sport and sacrificed every day. I want my name in those history books. November 6th is a big step toward that goal." Woo! Good stuff. Well, sports fans, boxing fans in particular, thanks for joining me. That was all the news fit to print on Boxing News today. And I thank you for joining me. Join me tomorrow as I bring you all the news from boxing247.com. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.